Well, hello again everyone. Just another quick video for you. Around about 9 or 10 years ago, the place where I currently work, we were going through a sustainability and environmental impact of what we actually did at our employment place. And we did have a lot of problem with paper. We were producing oodles and oodles of paper waste through our photocopying habits. And anyway, so what we decided to do was to come up with a plan, and I put together a bit of a plan which is still in use today. And what it does, I'll just take the man on the moon away. Here you can see what I've cut up. Pieces of paper retrieved from our recycling bins, and these ones here are pretty good because they were someone had made an error whilst photocopying, and so on the guillotine I was able to cut it up into this manageable size so that we can make notepads. Anyway, what I'll do, I'll just pause the video for a second, and right now it will appear. You'll see what we did right there. Okay, so what we made was this little device. All it is just made out of scrap timber with a couple of nuts and bolts on it, and this is what we're going to use to make our notepads. In the past, what we have done, we've made numerous of these at my place of employment, and they're currently in use. I think we have about 7 or 8 in use, although they're not all used at the same time. What I'll do, I'll just swap this over for another one. There we go. And that's fully loaded with paper, and it's slightly, I'll just grab a knife. It's slightly different than the other one. It takes larger paper, and as you can see, all this paper has been used at some time or other. Oh, it's on the other end, you can see it, but it is used paper. Some isn't, obviously, but you will see that. Oh, somewhere, where did it all go? Oh, there's some there. It's just because it's the end of the page, they only use part of the page, so we wanted to utilise all this. Now it's important when they put these in, and when you design them, make sure you can keep it stuck out a little bit, and I use a butter knife so that I can actually line it all up before I do it up here with those there. This is a very, very handy tool to have in your repertoire. Now I'll just swap that over once again, and I'll bring out our ingredients. Here we go. There we go there. One more. Okay, there we have it, just as an example. Now over here, this is, I'm not trying to publicise any company at all, and this one here is a fantastic product. It's a wood glue, and it's water based. These here, if you can't read it, these here are food dyes. So what we do is that to give the effect, I'll just grab one and show you. To give, for our notepads, to give the effect, we tint the end of it. That just sort of looks pretty good. And as you can see, you've got to make sure that you keep the paper all the right side up. So I'll just do another little trick here for you, and that's just to show you how quickly it works. This one here is all pre-dyed. I've already put in some food colouring in there and shake it up, but just to show you how quickly it will work. Let's grab a bottle. Now we just, actually I better shake that. There we go. Just a little dot there. Generally I don't do it this way. Generally when I do it, like I say, I put the dye straight into the bottle. Only need a couple of drops. Oops, way too much. And as you can see, that was way too much, but food colouring, but you can see what happens. You end up with a really nice tint to your water-based glue, which is what we're looking for. Now I'll just pause the video now, and any second now you're going to see appear here our pads. Okay, here we have our pads loaded into the Raptor, and we have our little bit of sample glue, and you can just take a brush. Now I'm using a small brush here just purely for the camera, and you work across. Hopefully that's showing up quite well. You just work across, and you work from the inside out. Don't work this way because you'll end up leaving glue on the edge, and we don't want that to happen. What I'll do a sample of that just to show you. This way here, you can see there, it's a nice clean sharp edge. I'll come the other way on the other one. We'll go this way. And you can already see that's starting to build up there on the edge. And if you continue with that, it will really take away from the appearance. And also when you tear the pages off, which I'll show you soon, when you tear them off, it will not tear off very neat at all. Now I won't go ahead any further, but I'll just continue to explain that with this process here, it'll take you several coats, and it will take you several hours to complete it, to dry the first coat. So once it's touch dry, you can apply another coat, and generally I do this over about an hour and a half. I put a coat, come back in an hour, put another coat, another half an hour, another coat, and then I'll leave it for 24 hours inside the Raptor before I release it. So what I'll do is I'll just show you now our product and how I cut it. Now here we have, there's two, and normally, because you can see they're quite large, to make them smaller you just get a butter knife and just place it inside there like that, and just slide it down like that, and there we go. Look, we have nice manageable notepads. Now that one there is not too great because you can see quite through that piece of paper, but these are absolutely fantastic. Our workplace used to produce around about 500 kilos of pads per year. At the moment that's dropped significantly due to the fact that my worksite has adopted strategies where we don't want to produce paper waste. So what we've done is, with our photocopying, is tried to minimize it, use emails, put sticky notes on your emails, and also when we do print, instead of just printing like this, which is single-sided, we'll print double-sided. So if we're printing a document, we will print double-sided. So that has saved us an awful amount of money in paper, and also in waste going to landfill. We also made quite a lot of these, and we gave them away to local schools, which they found it quite beneficial for the young students to get into recycling, and it was a bonus for everybody. Well, there we have it. That's our pads with one layer on. We'll give that about an hour to dry. We'll come out and we'll put another coat on, and half an hour later probably another coat. But enjoy doing this. It'll help save the environment in paper production. It'll minimize your cost on buying notepads, and it's a little bit of fun if you introduce it to a local school. If you want any further details, only too happy to accept emails. And if you live in the suburbs of Adelaide and you wish to have one, I have a couple lying around if you want to come and pick them up. Alright, all the best. Thanks for watching.